Okay, so we have three similar beakers filled. Two of the beakers, X and Y, is filled with liquid water, 250 ml each, whereas the third one only has 100 ml. X and Z is at the water is at 80 degrees Celsius, whereas Y is only at 50 degrees Celsius. The question is, which beaker has the most heat? Now, please remember some of the basic things that we have learned about heat and temperature. Can you recall before I explain to you? You can pause this video and recall. Try to remember what I've said about heat and temperature. If you can't, then just remember that heat and temperature, they are not the same. Heat and temperature, they are not the same. Okay, why are they not the same? Okay, what's the difference? We've learned this before, right? We know that heat is a form of energy that make things hot. Okay, heat is energy, right? Whereas temperature is not energy. What then is temperature? Temperature is actually just a measurement. Temperature is just a measurement of how hot or how cold something is. Right? Temperature is the measurement of how hot something is. But heat is the actual form of energy that make things hot. I've explained to you before in one of the supplementary class that you can imagine heat. You can think of heat as something very similar to, say, sugar, right? The amount of how sweet something is depends on how much sugar it has. But if you pour the same amount of sugar in a large container of water, it won't be as sweet as the same amount of sugar in a very small amount container of water. Okay, so but even though heat is and sugar are two different things, heat is a form of energy and sugar is better. But in case you really can't understand the difference, just remember that lesson that we've had about heat and temperature. Now, which beaker has the most heat? Now, again, imagine this. Okay, if this is 80 degrees Celsius and this is 50 degrees Celsius, obviously the beakers with the 80 degrees Celsius is going to have more heat than the beaker with 50 degrees Celsius given the same amount of water. So we do know that this 80 degrees at 250 ml and this 50 degrees at 250 ml, we know that this would definitely be much more, has much more heat in it. Oops, has much more heat in it compared to beaker Y. Okay. Again, if you use the sugar thing, you would know that you would require for a lot more sugar to make beaker X sweeter than beaker Y, isn't it? So, which beaker has the most heat? Give a reason for your answer. I think it is quite clear, okay, that beaker X would have the most. Oops, beaker X would have the most uh, heat. Why? Because it has more water than Z, right, and it's a higher temperature than Y. Remember that this is a comparison question. So when you compare, you must name what you're comparing. So you can't just say beaker X has more water and higher temperature. You can't say that because more water. Uh, if you say beaker X has more water, it's not true because beaker Y is the exact amount of water. And if you say higher temperature, it's not true because it has a higher temperature than Z. So you must mention both to get that one mark. Okay. Now, which two beakers of water are you not able to compare the amount of heat fairly? All right. Remember in science, when you compare things, you need to have only one variable. You can compare X and Y because the only variable is the temperature. You can compare Y and Z because the only you can compare X and Z because the only variable it change is the amount of water. But you can't compare Y and Z because two things here, two factors are different. the amount of water as well as the temperature of the water. So the answer would then definitely be Y and Z, because the different amount of water and the water are of different temperature. Okay, so this is a very good question. It's quite common. They always want to test you whether you know the difference between heat and temperature. This is one form, one way in which they can test you. So please understand whatever I've mentioned in this short video. Master all these concepts here, so that if it does come out in your prelims, then or in your next examination, then it is something that you can get full marks for. Thank you.